Everyone knows Elon Musk is rich. With a fortune that can swing by billions in a single day, he's the poster child for modern wealth, a tech titan with ambitions that stretch all the way to the stars. But is he the richest person who ever lived? What if I told you that 7 centuries ago, an African emperor had a fortune so huge, the very idea of counting it was basically pointless? This is a showdown that spans empires and eras. We're putting today's king of code and rockets up against a 14th century king of gold and salt. This is Mansa Musa versus Elon Musk, a battle for the title of the wealthiest human in history. And by the end, you might just look at the word rich in a whole new way. In one corner, we have Elon Musk, the visionary, the innovator, the meme lord. Born in South Africa, he made his first big score in the dot-com boom, co-founding an online bank called X.com that merged with another company to become the PayPal we know today. From there, he launched into the stratosphere, literally, with SpaceX, all while turning the car industry upside down with Tesla. His wealth is a complex, constantly changing number, tied to stock prices and bold promises about the future. As of early 2026, his net worth has been estimated in the ballpark of $300 to $400 billion, making him by far the richest person of our time. In the other corner stands Mansa Musa, the 10th Mansa, or emperor of the Malian Empire. When he took the throne in 1312, he inherited a kingdom that was already a trading powerhouse. But under his leadership, Mali entered its golden age, stretching over 2,000 miles across West Africa and ruling an empire of 20 to 40 million people. He controlled about half of the Old World's entire supply of gold and commanded the continent's most vital salt trade routes. His wealth wasn't in stocks or digital assets. It was physical, tangible, and absolute. He commanded mountains of gold and endless caravans of goods. Let's start with the numbers, as wild as they are. Elon Musk's fortune, valued in the hundreds of billions, is staggering. It's a fortune built on innovation, disruption, and knowing how to play the modern market better than anyone else. But when we turn to Mansa Musa, the numbers become almost mythical. Historians and economists have tried for centuries to put a modern dollar value on his fortune, and honestly, they've struggled. The most common estimate you'll see is an inflation-adjusted equivalent of over $400 billion, but many other sources say it was far more, calling it incalculable or immeasurable. Think about it. The Mali Empire was responsible for nearly half of the gold in all of Europe, Africa, and Asia at the time. The emperor had the exclusive right to any gold nugget found in his kingdom. It's tempting to compare these figures directly, but that's like comparing a lightning strike to a power plant. One is a sudden, shocking burst. The other is a sustained, reality-defining force. Now, some people might bring up figures like Augustus Caesar, who basically owned the entire Roman economy, with some speculative estimates putting his wealth in the trillions. But those figures are almost impossible to prove and compare. In a head-to-head between a modern industrialist and a pre-modern emperor, the sheer, raw, material wealth of Mansa Musa takes this round. His fortune was so great, it broke the very idea of accounting. This is where the debate gets really interesting. What can you actually do with your money? This is the measure of true economic power. Elon Musk's power is the power of influence. With a single tweet, he can send stock markets on a roller coaster. He can speed up the global shift to electric cars, privatize the space race, and pour billions into AI, shaping the future of humanity. His companies employ hundreds of thousands, and his decisions echo in global politics. He's a master player in the economic game. But Mansa Musa's power was on a completely different level. He was the game. Nothing shows this better than the most legendary event of his reign, his pilgrimage, or Hajj, to Mecca in 1324. This was no simple road trip. Musa traveled with a jaw-dropping entourage of 60,000 people and a caravan of up to 100 camels. Each one of those camels was reportedly loaded with around 300 pounds of pure gold. As he traveled, he just gave the gold away. He showered it on the poor and handed it out as gifts to local rulers. When he passed through Cairo, his 3-month stay was so lavish that he single-handedly flooded the city's market with gold. He gave away so much that the value of gold plummeted, triggering massive inflation across the region. It took the area more than a decade to fully stabilize its economy after this single act of generosity. Just think about that. Elon Musk can move a market, but Mansa Musa, through an act of charity, broke an entire country's economy for years. Now, some historical accounts claim he later tried to fix the damage by borrowing back gold from Egyptian merchants at high interest, but that part of the story is still debated by historians. Still, the sheer scale of his economic impact is undeniable. It shows the fundamental difference in their power. Musk's wealth lets him be a dominant force within the system. Mansa Musa's wealth allowed him to become the system. His power wasn't influence, it was economic gravity. But this is where the comparison gets really tricky. If you could choose, whose wealth would you actually want? With all his gold, Mansa Musa couldn't fly. He couldn't send a message across the world in an instant. If he got sick with a simple bacterial infection, the most powerful man on Earth was helpless. He couldn't buy a dose of antibiotics, browse the internet, or watch a rocket he funded launch toward Mars. Elon Musk's wealth, on the other hand, gives him access to a quality of life that no ancient king could even imagine. He can get the best medical care in history, communicate with billions of people instantly, and command companies that are pushing the limits of human knowledge. His wealth is a key that unlocks the future. This adds a fascinating wrinkle to the question. Is being rich about having total control over the resources of your time, or is it about having access to a quality of life built on centuries of progress? Musa's legacy was physical and monumental. He commissioned universities, libraries, and stunning mosques, turning cities like Timbuktu into legendary centers of learning that drew scholars from all over the world. His wealth built a culture. Musk's legacy is still being written, but it's one of technological disruption. His wealth is a tool to build the world of tomorrow. This round doesn't have a clear winner. It just forces us to ask what wealth is really for. So, who wins this clash of titans? After digging through the history, the numbers, and the legends, picking one winner is pretty much impossible. The answer really depends on how you define rich. If wealth is defined by access, quality of life, and the power to shape the future of technology, then the crown has to go to Elon Musk. His fortune grants him a level of comfort, health, and influence over human destiny that would look like pure magic to a 14th century emperor. But if wealth is defined by pure, raw economic power, the kind of power that lets one person become a force of nature, bend entire economies to his will, and possess a fortune so vast that people just described it as beyond comprehension, then the title of the wealthiest economic force in history has to stay where it's been for almost 700 years. It remains with the Lion of Mali. It remains with the Lord of the Mines of Wangara. It remains with Mansa Musa. But that's just our take. What do you think? Who's the ultimate master of wealth? The man trying to build cities on Mars, or the man who built universities in the desert with pure gold? Let us know your champion and why in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip through history, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next battle between the giants of the past and present. Thanks for watching.